Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining me in this online class on the subjects of the dangers of relying on AI generated health content, which I see as a major concern for those who are trying to improve their health. I'm Kabir Southwick, Ayurvedic practitioner, doctor, and pharmacist in practice for 27 years and doing Zoom appointments daily worldwide, and the founder of Herb Man Teas, the sponsor of today's talk. So, in this talk, I'm going to explain, what I've seen online, and it's from some of the feedback of my own patients who have given me feedback on information that they saw online, and this what I'm speaking about is AI generated health advice. And not only is this AI generated health advice not reliable, it's potentially dangerous. You have to understand if you're searching in AI or you're watching an AI generated YouTube video where they have an AI generated avatar doctor, confidently speaking and delivering health advice is just based on recycled content, often from marketers or untrained influencers just trying to sell supplements. 9 out of 10, there's somebody behind it trying to sell supplements, which is often why you see the cure or the recommendation is vitamins and minerals, not home remedies, not herbal remedies, not lifestyle changes, but generally supplements. This AI generated doctor they're not putting a name, they're just generating a doctor in a white coat with a stethoscope around his neck speaking to you. Sometimes in the bottom right hand corner, AI generated content goes flashing by. You have to understand that AI doesn't think, it simply compiles the most commonly repeated information that it finds online, regardless of the truth. AI really doesn't know the truth. It just knows what information is out there. In a sense, natural healers, we could say, or herbalists in particular, are often censored or banned or shadow banned online. The results often don't even make it into the AI data. So, of course, this is another form of this blind leading the blind trend that urges people to, which, encourages people just to follow regurgitated information that is just online. So I encourage you to, return to real healing with real humans and learn from experienced human practitioners and not machines. We need to not be relying on these artificial answers that are just generated without any real knowledge or wisdom or experience behind them, and start learning from real people, real practitioners. People often ask me, what YouTube channels I follow and things. And I said, well, as far as, Ayurveda and herbs, I follow books. And that's why I have books behind me, because that's my source of information. I would rather have 10 good books of formulas and treatments, remedies that I can count on. And the reason I can count on those books is because of the author, because I know the author is a master. I know the author is above my caliber. I know the author is somebody that I could learn from. So I don't really need to learn from multiple people. This is the way of learning in India, and mostly the way I learned is from your teacher, not multiple sources. When you're trying to, gather too much information from multiple sources, whether it's AI doing it for you or you just spending hours and hours searching and watching YouTube videos of multiple people, and you don't know who those people are, or they're not qualified, or you're not able to qualify them, or they could look qualified, but you not really check who they are. A lot of them are just, people who are influencers, or are there people good at presenting with no real qualifications. And you have to really look into their background. I know people send me links all the time, even my own patients, that sometimes information that counterdicts what I told them. But then I look at the link, and instead of reading it or watching it, I get the person's name and I search the person's name. And often the person is like an English literature major in their 20s. So, there's no training behind this person. They're a writer and they wrote this or they presented this, and that's their source. They're a presenter. It's like trying to get real information from the news. The news presenters are just going to repeat what they're told to say. They're not in themselves experts. So I hope this helped to keep you safe from this type of modern artificial information created by artificial intelligence that seems very convincing, and is often presented very well. But unfortunately, it's not going to be accurate, and sometimes it could be harmful for your health. In fact, almost all information presented to you, if it's speaking in general terms like this is good for everybody, everybody should do this, that's already the sign of somebody who doesn't have experience dealing with individuals, because we're all very individual. So even good information can be accurate, because the old saying, one food can be poison for one person and medicine for another person. So you can never speak in these general terms across the board. Always treatments, whether it's herbal or even nutritional, and definitely diet, has to be individualized. So if you like an individualized diet, individualized treatment from a real human being, feel free to contact my office and schedule an appointment, and I'll help you with your health. Once again, Kabir Southwick of kabirsclinic.com. And I'm wishing you the best of health and happiness, and hope you find a good practitioner that you can rely on for good health advice on a personal level, and avoid all the time and effort that you would make otherwise online searching. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.